Hey everyone, this video is sponsored by Audible. Audible has the fastest growing, largest, and best selection of audiobooks. You can find everything from horror, thrillers, sci-fi, fantasy, self-help, pretty much any book you can think of. And now with Audible Originals, you can listen to exclusive audio titles created by celebrated storytellers from worlds as diverse as theater, journalism, literature, and more. Get your first audiobook for free when you try Audible for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Stargirl or text Stargirl to 500500. It's a new year, which means it's the perfect time to become the best version of yourself. You can do this by listening to books that will help motivate you on your fitness routine or help motivate you create something beautiful. You can even listen to books that will teach you about the law of attraction, because I know a lot of you guys are always asking me questions about how to use the law of attraction to manifest your best life. And on Audible, you can find The Secret, which is a book about the law of attraction that tells you how to properly use the law of attraction so you can manifest your best life. And you can listen to it while you're doing whatever it is you do during the day, because that's the beautiful thing about Audible. With Audible, you don't have to sit there and read a book and take up a few hours of your time just focusing on one thing. You can listen to the book while you're going about your day, making Audible extremely convenient, especially since you can access it from your smartphone. Once again, get your first audiobook for free when you try Audible for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Stargirl or text Stargirl to 500500. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get back to the video. Hey everyone, thank you so much for sitting through that promotion. So the other day I posted a video about signs that you're a heart chakra person, and a lot of you guys seemed interested in knowing what kind of chakra person you are. In other words, what is your predominant chakra function? Which chakra do you operate mainly out of? So I created a test that you can take, which will be able to tell you what your predominant chakra function is. At the end of the test, I'm going to explain all of the results and what that means for you as a person. So the first thing I need you guys to do is get a sheet of paper and make 7 different columns. You're going to make one column root, you're going to make the second sacral, the third solar plexus, the fourth heart, the fifth throat, the sixth third eye, and the seventh crown. And it should look kind of like this. Once you do that, I'm going to go through all of the different chakra points in that same order, root to crown. For each group, I'm going to make 10 different statements. If a statement resonates with you, you're going to mark a tally mark underneath the selected column. If it does not resonate with you, you're just not going to write anything and you're going to wait for the next statement. At the end of the test, we're going to add up all of the tally marks, and whichever column you have the most tally marks under is likely your predominant chakra function. If you have multiple columns that have a lot of tally marks, that's okay. That means you operate from multiple different chakras. If you have an even amount of tally marks under each of the chakra systems, that's okay. That means you're a really well-rounded person. Okay, so let's get started on the test. We are going to start out with the root chakra section. So I'm going to make 10 statements underneath the root chakra section. If it resonates with you, put a tally mark. If it doesn't resonate with you, then leave it blank. First statement under the root chakra section. You like routine and predictability. In other words, you like doing the same thing every day, and you're someone who thrives with a set schedule that you follow every day. If this resonates with you, put a tally mark under the root chakra section of your paper. If it does not resonate, leave it blank. Number 2, you dislike trying new things. In other words, you don't like trying new foreign foods, you don't like going to new places, you don't like traveling to places you've never been. If that resonates with you, put a tally mark under the root chakra section. If it does not, leave it blank. Number 3, you're very ambitious. If this resonates with you, once again, put a check mark under the root chakra section. If it does not, leave it blank. And you're going to be doing this for the rest of the statements for each one of the categories. Number 4, having nice things is very important to you. Number 5, you have a consistent workout routine and are very into fitness. Number 6, you enjoy food more than the average person. Number 7, you have an addictive personality. Number 8, you are highly competitive. Number 9, you can be a workaholic. Number 10, you are very committed and loyal. So that's all of the statements we have for the root chakra section. So now we're going to move on to the sacral chakra section of your paper. Once again, if they resonate, put a mark under the sacral chakra section. If it does not resonate, then just don't mark anything and wait for the next statement. Sacral chakra statements. Number 1, People have told you that you're flirty even when you're not trying to be. Number 2, you fall in love easily. Number 3, you love to go to parties. Number 4, you use your sex appeal to get what you want. Number 5, you often fantasize about love or often have crushes. Number 6, you can be codependent in a relationship. Number 7, you can be flaky or unreliable, in other words, a free spirit. Number 8, you make decisions based on your emotions and what you feel like doing. For instance, you act first before you think. Number 9, you love change and frequently change your mind. Number 10, sex is one of your favorite pastimes. Okay, so that's it of the sacral chakra portion statements. So now we're moving on to the solar plexus chakra statements. Once again, if a statement resonates, put a tally mark under the solar plexus chakra section. If it does not resonate, just leave it blank and wait for the next statement. Solar plexus chakra statements. Number 1, people have told you that you are very youthful or have a youthful vibe. Number 2, you try to cheer people up with humor and a good attitude. Number 3, you like to see the positive in every situation. Number 4, you're go with the flow and easy to get along with. Number 5, you have a vivid imagination and are very creative. Number 6, you like adventure and are an adrenaline junkie. Number 7, you like to get lost in books, movies, or video games. Number 8, you know what you want and can make a decision in seconds. Number 9, you can be a bit naive at times. Number 10, you are non-confrontational. Alright, that's it of the solar plexus chakra section. So now we're going to move on to the heart chakra section. I'm going to once again list 10 statements. If a statement resonates, put a tally mark under the heart chakra section. If it does not resonate, just leave it blank and wait for the next statement. Heart chakra statements. Number 1, you go out of your way to be polite and nice to people. Number 2, people have told you that you are too sensitive. Number 3, you are highly empathetic. For instance, you can sense the emotions of others without them saying anything. Number 4, you like to spend time on how you dress and decorating your room. Number 5, you are an animal person. Number 6, you have a hard time saying no to others. Number 7, you yearn for a committed relationship. Number 8, you tend to attract broken people such as narcissists and energy vampires. Number 9, you feel recharged being out in nature. Number 10, you feel emotions more deeply than others. So that's it of the heart chakra section statements. So now we're going to move on to the throat chakra section. Once again, I'm going to list 10 statements, and if a statement resonates, put a tally mark underneath the throat chakra section. If it does not resonate, just leave it blank and wait for the next statement. Throat chakra statements. Number 1, you sing everywhere or randomly burst out into song daily. Number 2, you are good at making a first impression. For instance, you do really well at job interviews or meeting new people. Number 3, you relate to the lyrics most in songs. Number 4, you enjoy creative writing. Number 5, you are very opinionated and are unapologetic about expressing those opinions. Number 6, you strive to be a singer, actor, or some kind of public figure. Number 7, you need a lot of freedom and space in a relationship. Number 8, you dislike clingy people. Number 9, you secretly like or not so secretly like being the center of attention. Number 10, you can talk for hours about your subject of interest. Alright, that's all of the statements for the throat chakra portion. So now we're going to move on to the third eye chakra portion. Once again, I'm going to name 10 statements, and if a statement resonates, put a tally mark under the third eye chakra section. If it does not resonate, just leave it blank and wait for the next statement. Third eye chakra statements. Number 1, you are rebellious by nature. Number 2, you do not care about conforming to the norm and march to the beat of your own drum. Number 3, you are very politically and socially driven. Number 4, you are very introverted because it's draining to be around others. Number 5, you have an interest in the occult, magic, tarot, and the law of attraction. Number 6, you didn't do well in school but were still intelligent, or you hated school but still liked learning. Number 7, you've had psychic experiences. Number 8, you are constantly questioning why we are here and having existential thoughts. Number 9, you find it hard to fit in with your peers or relate to your peers. Number 10, you're drawn to conspiracy theories. Alright, that's it of the third eye chakra section. So now we're going to move on to the last one, the crown chakra section. Once again, I'm going to list 10 statements, and if a statement resonates, put a tally mark under the crown chakra section. If it does not resonate, just leave it blank and wait for the next statement. Crown chakra statements. Number 1, you research things you find fascinating, not because you have to, but because you want to. Number 2, you feel you are more intelligent than most people. Number 3, people come to you for advice frequently. Number 4, you've been told you have an old soul. Number 5, you feel older than your age. Number 6, school was easy for you but also very boring and not very challenging. Number 7, you've had paranormal experiences. Number 8, you can be aloof and easily detached from your feelings. Number 9, it is very hard for you to open up to others on an authentic level. Number 10, you learn things quickly and are very sharp. Okay, so we finished the test, so now what you're going to do is you're going to go through each section and count all of the tally marks for each section. So at the bottom of each section, you should have counted up your tally marks and have a total number for each of the different chakra sections. Whatever sections you have the most tally marks under is the one that is your most predominant chakra. Once again, it's okay if you have multiple predominant chakras. That just means you operate from multiple different chakras strongly. Or if you're someone who has an even amount on all of them, that just means you're a really well-rounded person. So for instance, my predominant chakras are my heart chakra and my third eye chakra, because those are the two chakras I have the most tally marks under. So now stay tuned for what your results mean. Alright, now let's get on to what your results mean. So if you're someone who got the root chakra as one of your predominant chakra functions, this means that you're someone who is destined to succeed materially in this world. That's because you have a really good understanding of how the physical plane works, and because you have the ability to be a hard worker, because you have ambition, because you're practical, because you are ambitious. Because of all these things, you tend to be put in positions of management. You tend to be put in positions where you're in charge, and you also make great natural entrepreneurs. You're also someone who has a really intimidating presence naturally, so people tend to follow you, follow your lead, or listen to what you have to say. Root chakra people are the most likely to be promoted. They're the most likely to be in charge. They're the most likely to do well materially more than any other chakra person. And this is mainly to do with their natural ambition and competitive spirit, and they also have a really good natural sense of business and how business works. They're also people who can be really good with money if their root chakra is balanced, and they're really good at making practical decisions. I've also noticed that root chakra people can look one of two ways. Either they're kind of overweight or they're extremely fit, because root chakra people like to indulge in things that make them feel good. So they can either go one way where they indulge to excess with food, or they may go the other way where they like to work out and eat healthy because that's something that makes them feel good. So once again, root chakra people will either be overweight or extremely fit people. They're the type of people who stick to their workout plan. They're the type of people that stick to their diet plan. These people can be extremely dedicated when they put their mind to it. Root chakra people also have a tendency to fall into some kind of addiction, whether it's cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, overeating, over shopping, being a sex addict, pretty much anything that gives you dopamine that you can be addicted to. Root chakra people can and easily will become addicted to. Now, I'm not saying they'll become addicted to all of those things all at once. Normally, it's just one or two things, but root chakra people are prone to some sort of addictive behavior and dopamine-seeking behavior. Once again, root chakra people are the most likely to succeed and be promoted in the workplace because of their authoritative and practical nature. So they make great bosses, entrepreneurs, those in charge. They also do well as police officers, military people, or entrepreneurs. So some famous people that I thought of that are root chakra predominant are the Real Housewives. And that is because the Real Housewives, first of all, they're all super fit. You know they're following some rigid workout and diet routine. Not only that, they're people who really enjoy material material things. They really enjoy material wealth. They really enjoy having their nice bags, cars, jewelry, whatever. And these people also have a great sense of business. I know on the show it doesn't seem like it because they all seem like ditzy old gold diggers, but in reality, if you're on that show and you have all of those businesses they do, you have to be someone who's very practical, stable, and someone who is very hardworking. Not only that, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure if I met a real housewife in real life, they'd be extremely intimidating. One, because they're really tall, and two, I've seen them go off on the show all of the time, so they're definitely very aggressive, authoritative people. So when I think of a root chakra person, the Real Housewives is definitely something that popped into my mind first. Root chakra people also tend to have red in their auras. Okay, so if you got sacral chakra as one of your predominant chakra points, this means that you're naturally sexy and alluring even when you're not trying to be. People might have told you that you're acting flirty or you're being flirty even when you're just being friendly. There's just something about you that's naturally sexy, naturally alluring, naturally flirty. People might not like you being around their significant other because of the way you act or how alluring you naturally are as well. Even though you ooze a lot of sex appeal, you're also someone who's very innocent in nature and very pure-hearted in nature. So it might shock you that other people think bad things about you, or it may shock you that other people think that you're trying to be sexy and alluring when really you're just really naive to it and you're really oblivious to it. Not only that, the sacral chakra represents the divine feminine. So regardless of what you identify as, regardless of what your gender is, you're someone who is naturally feminine or naturally effeminate. You might be feminine in the way you move, talk, dress, or act. If you're a guy, someone might have told you that you're effeminate, or if you're a girl, you might be someone who's extremely girly or into girly things. Sacral chakra people also fall in love very easily, but they fall out of love just as quickly. So if you're someone who falls in love with a new person every week and falls out of love the same week, it's very likely you're a sacral chakra person. Because sacral chakra people are led by their emotions. They do things based on their emotions. For instance, instead of making logical decisions, a sacral chakra person will do things in the moment because they feel it's right or they feel it's what they want to do. So because of that, sacral chakra people can come off as really fickle or flaky when in reality they're just following the heat of the moment or they're following whatever it is they feel in that moment. So on top of that, sacral chakra people have a tendency to be flighty and they have a really hard time being on time or sticking to a schedule. They're also people who love to have a good time and chase a good time. They love going to parties and they thrive in the party scene. So some examples of a sacral chakra person I have is Marilyn Monroe. I don't know if she does it on purpose, but she's naturally very seductive and alluring, but in a very innocent way. And I think she's a prime example of a sacral chakra person. On top of that, I have Penny Lane from Almost Famous. And the reason why I chose Penny Lane is because she's a go with the flow, follow her emotions, falls in love with the rock star, really creative, free spirit. And I think Penny Lane is someone who really represents a sacral chakra person. Okay, so if you got the solar plexus chakra as one of your predominant chakra points, this means you have the potential to be a really great leader if you develop your self-esteem. So I've noticed that sacral chakra people have a tendency to maybe have low self-esteem, but when they do find their self-esteem and when they do find self-love for themselves, they become the best leaders ever. And that is because they lead people, not because they're authoritative or bossy. They lead people by example. So solar plexus chakra people are the type of boss that isn't going to tell you what to do while they sit on their butt. A solar plexus chakra person is going to be working alongside you and leading you by a good example. And because of that, solar plexus chakra people are the type of people others are willing to follow because you have such an easygoing and friendly nature. You also tend to have really good morals and really good intentions for anything you do. You're not someone who has ulterior motives. You're not someone who normally comes from a bad place when you're interacting with others. When you interact with others, you come from a really pure intention, good and friendly place. And because of that, people normally take a liking to you because you're extremely easygoing and you're extremely easy to get along with. You're also someone who doesn't have to think a long time when you make a decision. When you know something is right, you know something is right. When you know what you want, you know what you want. You don't sit there and ponder and flip-flop. When you know what you want, you go and get it, and that's it. So some of the people I've noticed that have extremely bright yellow auras have been really inspiring people. For instance, I had a criminal justice teacher in college who was a really great person, really cared about what they did, really cared about the students, and on top of that, the students just listened to them and respected them because even though they had a stern hand, they were really kind and they also have really good intentions, and the students could pick that up. And this person had a bright yellow aura, and this was someone who had a really nice nature. It was nice being around them. You could tell they had your best interest at heart. And you can tell that when they were being stern with you, it was because they had your best interest at heart. So as you can see, solar plexus chakra people make great leaders because they have good intentions and because they have pure souls and they lead with the right morals. Solar plexus chakra people also tend to have yellow in their auras. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but I'm going to add that in there. Solar plexus chakra people are also really positive people, and they also like to see the positive in every situation, no matter how bad it is. So they're the type of people who are going to see the glass half full as opposed to half empty. And when someone is sad, a solar plexus chakra person will generally try to cheer them up by lightening the mood or making them laugh. They're not really good at handling dark emotions. They're not really good at handling any negative emotions, and they normally try to avoid negative emotions when they can. They're also people who have childlike imagination, so creativity comes really easy to them, and they might be people who get lost in fantasy books, video games, and movies. One example I thought of was Miley Cyrus as a solar plexus chakra person. Well, Miley Cyrus now, not a few years back, because if you watch her recent videos, she seems really free-spirited, happy. She has this kind, nice nature, and I don't know why, but when I was doing the solar plexus chakra list, Miley Cyrus was one of the celebrities that popped into my head. So if you're someone who got the heart chakra as one of your predominant chakra points, this means you're an extremely caring and loving person, and you might be more caring and loving than the average person. So most people nowadays, they don't really give a crap about others. It's all about them, but the heart chakra person makes it all about others, and they're almost selfless to a fault. I'm someone who really relates to the heart chakra person. I even made a video about it. If you're someone who wants more in-depth knowledge on what it means to be a heart chakra person, you can check out my video. I'll leave a link down below in the description box. Heart chakra people like to avoid conflict as best as they can, and they go out of their way to be kind and friendly to others. And this is normally because heart chakra people know what it's like to feel hurt, sad, or alone, probably because they had a tough childhood or a childhood where they didn't feel loved, because normally a heart chakra adult is born out of a childhood where they didn't feel like they were loved as a kid or they felt alone. So as an adult, a heart chakra person will go out of their way to be kind and friendly to others because a heart chakra person knows what it's like to feel low and never wants to subject anyone to that feeling ever. Heart chakra people also go out of their way to be friends with outcasts or stand up for the underdog because heart chakra people know what it's like to be alone. Also, heart chakra people like to see the best in people, and they have a hard time accepting that there's bad sides in other people. And because of that, you'll find a heart chakra person frequently defending the outcast or the underdog. They also are people who have a tendency to attract broken people such as narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, and that is because heart chakra people have a need to bring balance, harmony, and love. And they're also people, like I said, who have a hard time seeing the bad sides of people. And because of that, they'll normally get in relationships or be friends, sociopaths, psychopaths, or narcissists because a heart chakra person feels like if they love them enough, they can fix them. Heart chakra people also really love visual beauty because the heart chakra relates to beauty on the chakra system. So you'll find that heart chakra people are very concerned about how their wardrobe is aesthetically or how they look aesthetically, or if you go to a heart chakra person's home, it will be decorated beautifully in a way that perfectly represents who they are, and it will be very unique to who they are as a person. So heart chakra people tend to have their own unique, aesthetically pleasing style, whether if it's by what they wear or how they decorate their safe spot. Some celebrities I thought of when I thought of a heart chakra person are Princess Diana, because she is someone who is very involved in charities and very involved in helping those who are less fortunate. She was also one of the most loved princesses in Europe because she really went out of her way to help those who are less fortunate. Another celebrity I thought of is Shane Dawson, because when I was doing my heart chakra video, a lot of you guys commented that it reminded you of Shane Dawson, and when I thought about it, it's actually really correct. Shane Dawson is someone who radiates from their heart chakra most likely, because he has a soft spot in his heart for people that are outcasted or shamed. This is a very heart chakra person thing to do. If you got the throat chakra as one of your predominant chakras, this means that you're someone who would be naturally good at singing or public speaking. So if you're someone who hasn't explored singing singing or public speaking yet, I guarantee you this is something you're going to pick up easily, and I guarantee you it's probably one of your natural strengths and abilities. Before you're born, everyone is blessed with their own unique set of natural strengths and abilities, and these strengths and abilities are supposed to aid you in your life purpose, the reason why you're here on earth. So it's very likely your life purpose has something to do with singing, communicating, expressing, or acting, or anything to do with expression through your throat. Third chakra people are also very creative people, and these are the people that are born to be in the spotlight. These are people who are born to be performers. These are people who are born to be writers. These are your future novelists, lyricists, singers, actors, performers, rappers, poets, YouTubers. So a lot of people on YouTube, especially those vloggers who can sit there and talk about anything nonstop and there's never a lull in their conversation, these people likely radiate from their throat chakra because expressing themselves and communicating is something that comes really easy to them. That is not a skill that everyone has, just being able to talk about nothing for hours, which a lot of these vloggers are able to do. So the next time you watch a vlogger that is able to babble on nonstop about nothing, that is probably someone who radiates from their throat chakra. Throat chakra people are born to be in the spotlight. These are people that are very unique, and the way they express themselves are very unique. They're also really opinionated people, and they don't care about who they express their opinion to. So nowadays, a lot of people are scared to share their opinion on social media or share their opinion with others in fear of what others are going to think of them. But throat chakra people do not care. If they have an opinion, which a lot of the times they do have strong opinions, they can talk hours and hours about it, and they don't care what people think. They are not afraid of expressing their opinions. Some celebrity examples I have that radiate from their throat chakra is Cardi B, because if you go on her Instagram and look at her Instagram stories, they're all her ranting about things that she feels very passionate about. She doesn't care what anyone thinks. If she thinks something, she puts it out there on social media and does not care. On top of that, she's a talented rapper and singer, and this is a very throat chakra person thing to do. Another throat chakra celebrity example I have is Kurt Cobain, because if you watch his interviews, he is very articulate and he's very good at expressing his points. He's someone who is very well spoken and is a charismatic speaker. On top of that, he's someone who had that iconic voice who birthed a lot of bands later on, such as Seether. He's one of those people where you listen to his voice and you know exactly that that is Kurt Cobain. He has his own signature voice, and this is very typical for people who operate from their throat chakra. If you're someone who had third eye as their predominant chakra, this probably means that you are an indigo child. If you don't know what an indigo child is, an indigo child is a type of starseed. Indigo children are naturally rebellious. They're social activists. They care about things that are going on in the world. These are the people that are likely to be vegan and vegetarian for the animals. These are the people who are likely to boycott certain companies because they use prison labor. These are the type of people who are very politically focused and care what is going on in politics or care what's going on in our world. These are the type of people who want to make a change in the world to make it better. They're also the type of people that have a tendency to be very quirky, unique, and eccentric. So typically a third eye chakra person will look a little different, dress a little different, live their lifestyle in a way that goes against the mainstream or goes against the norm. Maybe at some point when they were teenagers, they might have been into punk rock or a subculture. They might have been people who at one point had dyed hair or piercings or tattoos, and that's because third eye chakra people have a need to rebel against the mainstream, or they have a need to shake up the system or shake up the status quo. There are also people who have a deep interest in all that is hidden, such as the occult and magic, tarot, anything like that. They're also one of the most creative people on the chakra system. So some celebrity examples I have of a third eye chakra person is Michael Jackson, because towards the end of his life, he was exposing the music industry for what it is. And the reason why that's a third eye chakra thing to do is because third eye chakra people are always looking for the truth, and they're always looking to expose the truth. And third eye chakra people are always looking to bring justice into the world with their truth. Another example I have is Hobson, because if you listen to his lyrics, it's really about exposing what's really going on in the world. He's actually one of my favorite rappers. I don't know if he still makes music, but I hope he does. We also have Jim Carrey, because if you listen to Jim Carrey's interviews, he is always talking about how the world really is. He's always talking about spirituality, and a lot of the times he actually weirds out the interviewers he's talking to because he has radical ideas and radical theories. This is a very third eye chakra thing for him to do. And finally, we have John Lennon from the Beatles as a third eye chakra person because he was someone who was really against war and actively protested against the war. He's also someone who got assassinated for his extreme beliefs and because he was trying to expose the truth of the world and what was going on in the 70s. If you're someone who has the crown chakra as your predominant chakra point, this means you're someone who is highly intelligent. You probably think you're more intelligent than others, and you're probably right. Crown chakra people are some of the most intelligent people on earth. And because of that, crown chakra people have a tendency to come off as stuck up or snobby or better than thou. And that's because crown chakra people know that they're smarter than others. And even though it can come off as conceited, deep down they're right. They're also people who can skate by in the material world really easily because they're really smart and they can figure things out easily. But at the same time, the world and life probably bores them. They're people who get bored very easily because they have such mental activity. Because they are so smart, their brain is always overactive. And because of that, they might feel bored by everyday life and have a hard time being grounded. Crown chakra people are very susceptible to being bored and dissatisfied because the world isn't stimulating enough for their overactive brain. Because of that, crown chakra people are typically studying things or researching things without having to because of school, without having to because of work, just because they like learning and just because they need something to keep their very active minds going. Crown chakra people are probably one of the fastest learners, and if you're someone who radiates from your crown chakra, you probably have a higher IQ than others. Some celebrity examples I thought of as a crown chakra person is Nikola Tesla, because he was way above his times with his inventions. He was also someone who was highly intelligent, but also had a hard time being grounded because he was so in his head. And crown chakra people have a tendency to get lost in their vast knowledge. They have a tendency to get lost in their thoughts because their brain, once again, is always overactive. And the crown chakra is what connects you to spirituality and the divine. And because of that, crown chakra people are naturally spiritual people and they're naturally very connected to the other worlds. They also tend to have deeper insights on what's going on spiritually around us that most people don't have. Crown chakra people are also very logical people and they have a very easy time separating themselves from their emotions. They do not let their emotions rule them. They're someone who's able to shut down their emotions if their emotions get in the way of their logical brain. These are very logical people who have a very easy time detaching themselves from their emotions. On top of that, crown chakra people may have difficulty showing their authentic self to people because crown chakra people are really detached from emotions, and because of that, they have a hard time connecting or relating to others because a lot of the time their thought process is up here and everyone's is down here, and because of that, they might feel very alienated and alone and have a hard time connecting to others. So that's all I have for you guys. I really hoped you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more test videos, be sure to let me know, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Psychic experiences are when you've had premonitions about the future and they've come true. You've been able to read people's minds, you've been able to see auras or anything like that. Paranormal experiences are if you've had dreams about deceased loved ones, or if you've seen spirit guides or white orbs, or you've seen things that weren't there.